Welcome to Mini Katana. I'm Cody Alexander, and today we're counting down some of the most legendary swords of all time. Number 4. Norimitsu Odashi, 15th century Japan. At over 12 feet in length and 32 pounds in weight, it appears impossible that a mere mortal could swing this sword in battle. Believe it or not, this surreal weapon sitting in 4th place was carried by noble samurai warriors. The Norimitsu Odashi was most likely used for ceremonial purposes and would have been bestowed upon the most highly honored warriors because it was truly expensive and notoriously difficult to forge. The sword, which is now on display at the Kibitsu Shrine in Japan's Okayama Prefecture, was crafted by master weaponsmiths during the 15th century. Because it is so large, it had to be carried on the soldiers' backs or dragged alongside them by hand during a battle. The Odashi, which literally translates to large, great sword, is surely a majestic weapon, but it is not the most practical. Number 3. The Sword of William Wallace, 13th century, Scotland. In 3rd place, we have one of the most iconic elements in European history and pop culture. This legendary sword is displayed behind a glass case in the halls of Heroes Gallery at the National Wallace Memorial in Stirling, Scotland. The 5-foot, 4-inch blade weighs nearly 6 pounds and is thought to have belonged to the iconic William Wallace. William Wallace, a character immortalized in the film Braveheart by Mel Gibson. Historians believe that due to the sheer size of this sword, William Wallace could have stood as tall as 6 feet 5 inches. Because of the battles it was used in, this is one of the most famous and legendary swords in medieval European history. It was used to fight the English at the First War of Scottish Independence. The legend said that the scabbard of this sword was made out of the dried skin of his opponents. Now that's one way of frightening your enemies. Number 2. The Sword of Gojen, Spring and Autumn Period, China. In 2nd place, we have one of the rarest and most peculiar weapons found in human history, also known as the Oriental Excalibur. The Sword of Gojen was found in China in 1965 by a team of archaeologists that were searching for ancient ruins in the Hubei region. What was incredible about this finding is that this nearly 2,500 years old sword was found in near perfect conditions despite being thousands of years beneath the ground. The Sword of Gojen was undamaged with no signs of rust and was still razor sharp. In fact, it even cut an archaeologist who was researching the discovery. The sword was created during the spring and autumn period of ancient Chinese history, between 771 and 476 BC, and it is believed to be made for Emperor Gojian. Encrusted with blue and turquoise gems, it is one of China's national treasures. Originally, it was loaned to various museums around the world, but when a worker in Singapore accidentally banged into it, causing a minor crack, the sword was banned from leaving China ever again. Number 1. Durandal, 8th century Europe. At the top of this list, we have a blade with a legend that has survived for almost 1,000 years. This incredible ancient sword belonged to the famous Frankish knight known as Roland, and was said to have powers such as cutting through stone with a single strike and even being indestructible. This sword fought in many bloody battles before being thrown to the side of a stone monastery in a quiet town in the southwest of France by its owner. For over 900 years, it sat there, poking out of the side of the rock face, held only in place by a chain and the protection of local monks who passed down the legend of this mysterious sword. Tourists came from all over the world to see the sword, but in 2011, it was removed from the cliff permanently. Now it rests at a museum in Paris. It may not be as exciting as seeing it in person, hanging out of a cliff wall, but this will help to preserve the legend for many years to come. What is your favorite? We know there are many more swords with awesome stories. So, what other legendary swords do you know? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.